So the title of this video is Car Salesmen Can Make Killer Money, but most of them are full of shit. So there's been a lot of guys who have been messaging me. Some of them are a part of my community, some of them aren't, but they basically want to grow their careers. They want to make the amount of income that everyone knows that car salesmen make. You can Google it if you want. You can see what the top performers make. You can go to each dealership and see what the bottom people are making, or you can see what the top people are making. Now, the question is, who do you want to compare yourself to? A lot of the times, car salesmen, when they're first getting into the industry or they're thinking about getting into the industry, they compare themselves to always the guys that are failing. Always the worst case scenario. Never the best case scenario. You never want to dare to be compare yourself to that guy who's making $200,000-$300,000 a year. Why would you ever want to do that? Because if you did, then you would have to do the things that that person is doing in order for them to make that amount of money. See, in car sales, car salesmen can make killer money, but most of them are full of shit. Now, the reason why is that the number one problem with car sales is that it's so easy to get in. So you get this influx of people who honestly, I'm not even talking about being uneducated, because you can educate yourself, but people who are just losers, who just want to make a quick buck, who don't want to work hard, who want to get rich quick, and they still somehow think fucking getting rich quick still works. And they want to get into car sales because you think that getting into car sales means that you scam people and you make money. And that's why you see so many guys in our industry, they just leave, they quit, and they talk shit about car sales. Oh, it's a cutthroat industry. You'll never make it. The inventory's bad. But what about those 2-3 people who are making $150,000, $200,000, $250,000 a year? What about them? At the Toyota dealership that I ran, I had guys who were making consistently over $150,000 a year. Our staff had almost 20 sales guys, and I would say 10 of them were making close over $100,000 a year. 10 of them, 50%. The Honda dealership that I run right now, I have guys who have been in this country for less than a year who are consistently making over $10,000 a month. $10,000 a month. So what's the separator between those guys and guys who just quit the business? Car salesmen are full of shit because most of them, they say they want to make that income. They say they want to change their life. They're tired of living paycheck to paycheck. They don't want to go to school and spend the rest of their 4 years getting a degree and working at a job that they don't like. But they don't want to do the things that those people who are making $150,000 a year, $200,000 a year are willing to do. They don't want to invest in themselves. God forbid anybody ever tells this person to invest in themselves. And they're daring to dream to make $150,000, $200,000 a year. When I started off as a sales guy, I was doing okay. In the first year, I was making close to $100,000 a year in my first year as a car salesman. But when I ran into my mentor and he told me, Vashal, what's the best investment that you can make? So I started talking about stocks. Facebook was around then. Tesla was just starting up. I started talking about all of these stocks. He said, Vashal, no. You're not understanding. You want to make $200,000 a year? What are those guys doing right now? Go and ask them. Go and talk to them. Go see what they do. Go see what the guys are doing right now that are making $300,000 a year. And he said, if you keep doing the things that everybody else is doing, you're going to keep getting the results that everybody else is getting. People will spend money, car salesmen will spend money on the stupidest shit. Especially the broke ones. They will spend money on the stupidest shit. But they won't invest in themselves. They don't believe in themselves. They don't believe that they're worth it. Because in this industry, it was so easy to get in and so easy to get out. So the moral of this whole video is that, look, there's tons of money to be made in this industry. If you just want to make 50,000, 100,000, you just do what everybody else is doing. Because majority of car salesmen are making that income already. Believe it or not. Majority of car salesmen, if you're at the right dealership, with the right brand, with the right leadership, you can make $50,000 to $100,000 a year, no problem. But if you want to make, and by the way, nowadays, if you're making $50,000 to $100,000 a year, you're just getting by. That's still paycheck to paycheck. $100,000 a year income isn't shit anymore. It doesn't mean anything anymore. It used to be when your parents making $100,000 income would put you in the 1% of the population. But nowadays, it doesn't mean anything. You can barely get by on $100,000 a year. So what do? If you want to get to a $200,000 a year income, if you want to get to a $300,000 a year income, if you want to get to a $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 a year income, how are you going to get there? It's not just by working hard. I'll tell you, I worked 12 hours a day. My record was I worked 45 days in a row and we were open on Sundays, honestly, because I had to. And that got me over $100,000 a year, but that's only going to get you so far. What do the wealthy people do? What do? They invest in themselves. Whether it's a fitness coach, whether it's a mindset coach, whether it's a sales coach, they're held accountable by somebody because they know and I know you can't just hold yourself accountable. There's no fucking way. Everybody has tried to hold themselves accountable. And you know what it is? You always let yourself off the hook. But the number one separator between the people who are very wealthy is that they feel they're worth it. They bet on themselves. They don't bet on the stock market. And I remember at the time when my mentor told me this as a car salesman, how most people get involved into car sales just out of desperation, just because they have to make money. And they've heard that you can make a quick buck right away. And that's why I got involved. I was broke as a joke. I had just lost my business. My parents had just sold their home. And they had lost it in order for me to open up my business. And I was just about to get married at that time. One of the hardest points in my life. I didn't have a penny to spare. But he told me, Vashal, if you're not willing to invest something in yourself when you're broke, you will never do it when you're wealthy. He said, if you needed money right now to save your kids, to save your mom, and you needed $1,000, $500, if you needed $100, would you find it? I said, yeah, I would. He said, then why don't you believe that much in yourself? And that day, when I invested in myself, the transformation happened at the transaction. So I urge you guys out there, if you're thinking about making that income, go buy some books. Go buy some trainings. Go buy some sales courses. But do something different than what all those broke people out there are doing. And if any of you guys need help, I got your back for life, guys. You could text me anytime at 778-928-0430, and I will help you with anything that you need. But these next 3 years in the automotive industry are going to be fucking crazy. I want you to take advantage of it. I want you to go all in, and I want you to have a laser focus on this career if you're going to dare to dream to make that income. And that's all I got for now, guys. Until next time, I'll see you later.